we're gonna showcase the R14 tire. John Deere just released for our 3R and 4 Series tractors. You've got the R14 tire here right in front of you. This is the first one actually I have seen. We've had these on order for a little bit. So we're here in the spring of 2025 and we're starting to get an influx of these. I will tell you that we decided to order quite a bit of these on our 3Rs and 4 Series tractors. Why? Because they are kind of a great in-between tire. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, we're always trying to maximize traction without destroying the turf. We've got a lot of saturated area out here in the Pacific Northwest, especially in the springtime, and so you don't want to destroy all of that turf. And so this tire is a nice kind of in-between, right? So the industrial style tire has got those large lugs that have some challenges sometimes when it comes to traction, right? So the smaller the lug, the more traction you generally get. And so that's why those R1 ag style tires, they're very sharp pointed tires. You see those out in the middle of fields doing tillage work and those kind of things. Again, because those maximize traction. Well, this is an in-between. This thing is going to provide you a great dispersal of the weight of the tractor, while also maximizing that traction. And so you've got those nice big gaps between the lugs that's gonna help you with that traction, and it's still gonna be nice and easy on the turf. As you can see, you've got this middle spine in the back of that that's gonna take the majority of the brunt of the turf work. And that's gonna provide you kind of a nice smooth ride all the way down the center. And then I've got those decent sized lugs off to the side that's gonna provide that maximum traction. Additionally, when I'm looking at a R4 compared to an R14 tire, this tire is actually a little wider than the standard style R4. So we've got about another inch that this adds to the width of the tractor, which again, in this kind of world, those things help out a lot, right? You've got a little bit more traction because that tire is wider. And additionally, I can put a little bit more ballast in these. So I can put about 60 gallons worth of ballast inside the back of these tires. Let's talk about the customer base that would want this style of tire. I'm gonna share with you, so I have about 16 acres on my property. I would see some benefit to changing out from my R4s to these. I actually think these are gonna perform a little bit better. I've got some interesting slopes on my property that have some decent water runoff, and so it stays relatively saturated throughout the year. And so every once in a while, I have some challenge with traction. I think this would be a better solution to that. So I might be the customer base for this particular tractor. Again, I don't think you would go wrong replacing an R4 with these. I certainly don't think I would want an R1 on my property. I just think that those tires are a little too aggressive, and quite frankly, they're a little narrower than these. And so I don't think that would work for my particular property. The more weight I can put behind in the back of the tractor, the more I can pick up in the front, because I know I'm not gonna pick the back end off the ground. The added weight with a little bit more ability to put ballast in these tires, I think these would help me out quite a bit with the flotation on the property and then counterbalancing my loader. Okay, so let's talk about the size of these tires. We've got 17.5 by 24 in the back, and then I've got a 29 by 9.5 by 15 in the front. I will tell you, geez, man, these fronts look very aggressive. I think I'm gonna gain quite a bit of traction in the front. I'm gonna get some more traction in the back. Those R4s in the back do a pretty good job normally, so that R14 is gonna do a step up, I think. But I think where you're really gonna see the benefit is in the front. You're gonna see the ability to grab that terrain really, really well. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief overview of the R14 tires. I'm excited to get them into our tractors. We've got a few of these guys on the ground. We've got some more on order. I had some early adopters kind of go ahead and take the leap and ordered these ordered these on their tractors from the factory. So I'm excited to see what they think of them when we get them out to their property. This tire's been out for quite a while. This isn't something that, John Deere has, just miraculously made up or anything like that. The R14 style of tire has been out for a while. We've had versions of this in the R3R tires that we offer in some of our smaller compact utility tractors. But these are definitely, I think, a better choice for the bigger style of tractors that we have. I like to do these kind of new product showcases every once in a while on the channel, just to give you an idea of what's new. I've also had, I've had another video in the past that kind of goes through all the different tire styles. Well, at the time, we didn't have this version of the tire. So here you go. This supplements our channel just very well with all of that education. Like and subscribe. We'll see you again soon on Papé Toolkit. Hi, my name is Jason Hughes. I'm a territory manager out of Eugene, Oregon. I'm also a large property owner and own a lot of the equipment that you see featured in these videos. I hope you find this content helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below.